Hi guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being a music journalism site, links it in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Mastodon, and that's Andromeda. And I'm not talking about Mass Effect here, so I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. After feeling somewhat indifferent to the last few singles which Mastodon have released ahead of this upcoming album which comes out midway through this month, I believe, I went into this track with a bit of a strange attitude really. Although I didn't hate the last singles and thought they were perfectly functional tracks, I just felt there was something sort of missing from their sound, I guess you could say. What I'm trying to say here is I just felt that those singles sounded a little bit plain for a Mastodon collection of tracks. But we do have this brand new track, so shall we see what I thought of it? Well, I thought it was much improved in comparison to the other releases from this album. It's dissonant, it's explosive, it's brutal, and it's aggressive as well. It sounds much more up Mastodon's alley in comparison to those last few singles I've already mentioned. I loved how many riffs were really thrown into this track and the way the sectional changes were implemented throughout this track, and the whole track just flowed like this gushing wave of abrasiveness, exactly what I really wanted to hear. I thought the vocal performance was really darn strong as well on this track, and I also thought this track had a memorable flavouring to it. I know people hate me using the term catchy when describing hard rock and progressive music, but I definitely felt that this track was much catchier than those last few outings. When it comes to the production of this track, I still have plenty of issues with the final product that was presented to us here. Everything sounded flayed and dirty to me really, which would have been fine if, say, it was a punk track and didn't have so many intricate guitar parts, significant vocal sections, and really big drum transitions. Other than the solo, which did sound great, I will say that that sounded great, the guitar tones for the majority of the track were pretty awful really, sounding really muggy and mid-heavy. I also thought the vocals were left far too far back in the actual stereo field of the track, never really punching into the foreground to add weight into the track at all. I thought the drums sounded fine though, and the kick in particular carried that pulsating low end really well throughout the track, and I also thought the bass was functionally fine but could have done with cranking up just a little bit in the overall mix. So all in all, a functional production cycle, but nowhere near as strong as, say, like a Dorje production cycle, or even, say, like an Alice in Chains production cycle. It just didn't seem as wholesome and thick as the textures created in their song. Musicality wise, I enjoyed how much was really being thrown into this track and how varied it really was. I think that was a big aspect that was missing from their last few tracks, and I'm glad this song utilises variation and song form to its absolute limits throughout the entire track. The breakdowns are rough and moody, the riffs are intricate and exciting as I've already mentioned in this review, the instrumental melodies that pop up every now and then sound interesting and well placed, and I think they work very well homophonically against the vocals, and there is just a lot of great stuff happening within this track. I also thought the vocal performance was much improved too, throwing in some impressive notes from time to time, and the chorus in particular almost gave me goosebumps, which is quite special really. I liked how many significant moments we had in the track and how they tried to make each riff seem really important as well. I think that escalated the song from just being another progressive rock track into being a track with many memorable and necessary developmental stages, so I think it's just made it that little bit more important to me really. Lyrically, the track is more of the same stuff you'd typically expect from a Mastodon track, and I must admit I enjoyed hearing each theme really unfold. So all in all, a really strong outing from the group, severely hampered by a lackluster production cycle in my opinion, so I gave it a G rating of 6.5 out of 10. If you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.